Hello, David Jalen here. You know, already this year, over 80% of all those big ideas, those big goals and New Year's resolutions are gone. They're over with. They're history. They're finito. And you know what? That sucks for a lot of people because there's a lot of disappointed people out there whose confidence just took another hit, who are not closer to making their dreams real. And that really, really stinks. So if you really want to take the massive action, if you want to move your business forward, if you want to make those strides, if you want to be that person who gets things done, then this little video is the video for you. I want to talk in a few minutes about something called disciplined urgency, and I think you'll find it valuable. You know, there is a school of thought out there that, you should never get too excited. That you should just kind of attract what you want in your life. That, you should never really be too uncomfortable. That you should only do the things that make you feel good. Okay, calm down. There's no reason to get excited. Now look, I want to be clear. I absolutely love meditation. I practice meditation. I think it's critical for you to spend time in between the noise and doing that introspective work that allows you to get clear about what you really want and the kinds of actions that you can take to make it real in your life. But there's a difference between that and this notion, this idea that's out there that you should always be comfortable, that you shouldn't feel too challenged, that everything should just sort of come easy to you, because that's really not the case. It doesn't work that way. I know a lot of successful people, and it doesn't work that way for them in their lives. They're very disciplined. They used disciplined urgency. Now I want to be clear, disciplined urgency is not the idea that you're sort of this frantic busyness, this frantic urgency where you're going from one thing to another, because busyness does not equal productivity. Okay, I got so much to do. Where do I start? I need some caffeine. Okay, what was I doing? What I'm referring to is keeping a healthy tab on what is really important to you, on your purpose, and making sure that it's compelling enough to energize you and move you forward. But you know what? You should always also keep an eye on what will happen if you don't act, if you don't follow through. Use a healthy dose of disappointment, of fear, to move you forward. Because you know what? If we look at the consequences of our inaction, that is oftentimes the best motivator to get us to move forward. So how do we actually get these things done? How do we use disciplined urgency? Well, the first thing is to be really clear. See, the problem is that if our mind is moving in too many different directions and we don't know how to create the business model that supports the lifestyle that we want, then from the beginning we're flawed and it's hard for us to achieve what we want. So clarity is key. The next thing is to lay out the specific goals that will move us forward. Now you've heard this before, right? The specific goals. But now that we have clarity, we can lay out goals that only relate to getting to that next place, okay? And that's why I think short-term goals are usually much more valuable. It's good to have a vision for the long term, but create goals that move you forward over the coming months and of course the next year. Okay, but once you have those goals done, this is a step most people never take. Okay, now create the specific milestones, the steps to accomplishing that specific goal, and then put those milestones on your calendar. Whatever calendar program you use, or heck, write it on a big whiteboard in your office. But put down the steps day by day so that you actually know what you're doing every day to one by one move towards accomplishing that next goal. And now the next thing is really important. And this is, again, most people never do this. Instead of making this big long laundry list of things to do, you know what? Put down one important thing that you need to accomplish this day. And tomorrow, put down one important thing you need to accomplish. Now, of course, you'll become so good at this, you'll accomplish 2 and 3 things. But if you can accomplish one thing that directly relates to the next goal you're working on, that moves you forward, that builds your confidence, that builds momentum, that alone will move you ahead of the vast majority of people out there. The next step is to get an accountability partner. Now, that could be an individual, that could be a group, but whatever it is, have somebody that will actually hold you accountable. Not someone who will tell you, hey, don't worry about it, it's okay, but someone who will actually be a little strict with you, that will actually put down the hammer every now and then to keep you moving forward. And I love making these goals public. Some people will dispute this, and of course it also depends upon the goal, but making it public will oftentimes put your back against the wall in a good place, and yes, you might get uncomfortable about it. It's a good thing if it's moving you forward, if you're growing because of it. Last thing I want to mention to you is to use your mind. Use the energy, the compelling picture that you have to move you forward, but also use the fear, use the potential discomfort for not getting this stuff done. The one thing I want you to consider doing is blowing up your boats. See, if you are on your island over here, that this is my goal, but you can look over this little bit of ocean and you can see Comfort Island. That's where you used to be. That's where there's no fear. That's also where there's no accomplishment, where there's no challenge. And if you can get back on the boat and go back over to Comfort Island, then it gives you an excuse. It gives you a way out. Blow it up. No excuses, no other way. Okay, so use discipline and urgency in your business every day. Create that compelling picture and move yourself forward. And remember to live amplified.